In a world like today, there are many factors that have pushed the game industry to develop rapidly. Nowadays, on platforms like Twitch, there are professional gamers who stream for a living and also professional gaming competitions as well. It's creating a promising market because billions of dollars and million job opportunities are poured into the industry each year. However, due to the fact that A, many people still won't recognize esport as a sport, B, they still view gaming in a negative light, esport hasn't truly developed to its full potential yet. And besides that, the Olympic is also losing its viewership too. So, as proposition, our goal today is to bring more benefits for both the gaming industry and the Olympics. Before we get into the practical and principle ground, we'd like to give definitions and characterization of the motion. Esports is a competitive way of playing computer games using physical and mental ability within a professional setting. And the Olympic Games here are a leading set of sports competitions with the best athlete representatives from all over the world. In the Olympics, there is a huge media coverage, both through social media and traditional methods. It is considered a very prestigious event and gains the attention of international audience, many communities, and world leaders as well. Now, moving to our case. On our side of the house, we believe that the inclusion of esports in the Olympic is completely justifiable. That's because esport meets all the requirements and values of an Olympic sport. A, the Olympics require a competitive component, and esport gamers have to compete to win through competitions which require fair play and strategy. B, esport allows for expression of human ability both mentally and physically. The player uses his or her brain to play the game and also uses their hands, eyes, or mouth, which is certainly using physical ability. Although your side of the house may question if this qualifies as physical activity, the answer would definitely be yes. Physical activity doesn't have to be necessarily like running or jumping, right? It can simply be moving your body somehow. In fact, in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, shooting is also a qualified sport. And by just aiming and shooting, it doesn't use much physical movement like esports. C, there is adequate diversity representation from esports. Esports is a very popular globally, with 400 million audience each year, and it is developing fast, especially in Asia and even developing countries like Vietnam. There are already 2.5 billion gamers in 194 countries in the world, and in this, 48% gamers are females and the rest are male, and this basically means that it has potential to develop all different backgrounds. D, the goals of the Olympics align with esports. The educational and health values can be shown through gamers' practice, nutrition, and care for health. And at the end of the day, these gamers are not competing for fun, right? They're there to represent their national pride. And lastly, your side may question why is chess qualified but cannot be in the Olympics while esport can? Because esport is a spectator sport, and for all those reasons above, that is why Proposition believes that it is justified to include esports in the Olympics, and the further practical benefits will be introduced by my second teammate. Thank you.
It is all Olympic Games, but not all games are peak. Before coming to the debate today, first of all, some rebuttals. The first speaker of the proposition team has stated that esport meet all the requirements to become a sport in the Olympic Games. However, we believe that the IOC has set up the criteria for the sports to be chosen if only there are physical activities which demonstrate human abilities in nature. The fact that esport doesn't have any physical activity go against the spirit of the Olympic Games. For example, chess is a beneficial sport that boosts our logical thinking ability, but is also not included in the Olympic Games because there's rarely physical actions. Coming to the debate today, we'll present two main arguments that include esport goes against the spirit of the Olympic Games, and esport creates a legitimate excuse for gaming addiction. Our first arguments will be the features of esport go against the spirit of the Olympic Games. We will analyze these arguments with three layers. There is no urgency in including esport in the Olympic game. There is an unfair competition among countries, therefore leads to a lack of sportsmanship, and finally, there are lacks of criteria for esport to be included. Now coming to our first point, which is there is no urgency in including esport in the Olympic game. I will explain this argument by asking you a question. Why should we include esport in the Olympic game for a gold medal when it has already existed esport World Championship? Esport has always been popularized all over the world, And the fact that we include esport in the Olympic Games may limit the chances of other sports to be known more. Furthermore, there's no necessity in including esport to the Olympic game since playing game isn't something of basic need and really important. Second of all, we shouldn't have esport in the Olympic game due to the fact that there's an unfairness in competition among nations, therefore leads to a lack of sportsmanship. Not every country has a developed technological industry, so how can underdeveloping countries take part in this esport competition in the Olympic game? Poverty, famine, and other social issues has already caused these developing countries' inability to catch up with super countries in the race, like USA or China. So what is the point and meaning of a competition if competitors are meant to be left behind? Now coming to our tieback, we believe that we should not include esport in the Olympic Games because of the fact that it gets against the spirit of the Olympic Games. Thank you.